Councilmember Jay Castille joins us on the phone this morning. And what's the view from your seat at this point?
Well, we put this plan together, and we worked with a demographer that's well known, and he's also an expert witness for the state Secretary of State and the Attorney General's office on reapportionment and redistricting. So he took the plan, did what was legally done. All the chaos that has ensued since, personally, I think is political. But as far as for the precincts, that's something that's been done 17 times before. It's nothing unusual. Just to kind of give you an example, when it went to the voters in December, everyone voted on the charter, and the technical stuff was the precincts. After December, there were some precincts that needed to be changed because of the voter population, and that was done by the Registrar Voters. So, there's things on both sides before the election, after the election that happen. That's beyond anyone's control. It's just population driven. So that's why you see some of the changes that need to be made. A couple of them were left out, which can be put back in by ordinance, as far as I'm concerned. And that's how I'm moving forward with it.
So at this point, we're kind of on this timeline where there are already candidates who have their feelers out, who have had, some of them have already had events, with potential donors for their races that they were hoping were going to happen in October. Do you think we are going to be able to get everything done that needs to be done in order for those elections to happen on time?
Absolutely. I believe that after the ordinance is introduced on the 12th of March, and then we'll hopefully pass it on the 26th, we can put this aside and everyone will know exactly what's going on. The districts didn't change. The maps didn't change, so the candidates know where they're running. It's just the precincts inside those districts. Like, for instance, we had Precinct 51 and Precinct 50. Well, 50 wasn't big enough, so what happened was 51 was absorbed, Precinct 50. So 50 went away. But before December, it was there, and after December, it has to go away because there's not enough voters in that precinct. So it's just the precincts that are changing slightly, but the districts on the map, they're the same. They don't change. It's not changing. So they know exactly what district they're running in for the city and the parish.
So going forward, obviously we have to wait to see what happens. Do you think someone will ask for an opinion from the Attorney General? And then how would that play into it?
Well, it's a possibility. I'm sure, it's always possible that someone wants to get Attorney General's opinion. If it's coming from the council side, the council has to vote for it and approve it. The administration can do it. I don't think it's necessary, but if it's done, it's up to the council itself, or like I said, the administration. But I don't think it's needed. These are technical changes that's been done many, many times before. Like I said, this has been blown out of proportion politically for certain reasons. I just can't believe it's gone this far because it didn't affect anyone running for office, and the adjustments are made to make sure everybody's precincts are where they belong. It's a simple fix, and people keep saying it's this big old, big bad thing, and it's really not. It's just a simple fix that we've been doing through the years, and always have been doing that.
Well, Jay, but I do have to bring up what the Secretary of State happened, which it's pretty public that his wish was that it was a revote. So,
well, if you notice, the Secretary of State backtracked 3 times. Okay. I'm not too excited about the Secretary of State and his decision-making process. He came out with a gangbusters. Oh, it's got to go back to the people. Then he kind of softened it up a little bit, saying, well, we make these changes. It can be done locally, but it's just going to have to go back to the people. Then the last word I got was, it's a local decision. You do it. If it's legal, we look at it and we approve it. So, that's three different opinions in my mind that he's came out with since he came out the box with this thing. So, I don't really care about the way he handled it.
Yeah.
Very poor communications from a state official and the mayor's office. So, they making it sound like, the guys who put this together rushed it through, made mistakes, and now it's a big old thing for Lafayette as a parish as a whole in the city, and it's not.
And we heard that.
Not.
We heard that. We talked to the mayor president yesterday, and one of the issues he said was he used the same word, rushed.
I mean, it wasn't rushed. That's the big thing. When you put an ordinance together, you put it together, you introduce it, and it lays over 2 weeks. Well, we laid it over 2 months. I want to say that to get more information from the public. We had town hall meetings. We did everything and made changes to it according to what the public had requested and other elected officials. So none of this is rushed. Wait until the last minute like the mayor president did on this issue and a couple of other issues in the past doesn't surprise me very much because he was against the product. So I'm just telling the people of Lafayette Parish and the city of Lafayette that this thing was done correctly. These adjustments are technical adjustments that are always made. Everybody's human. There's mistakes made every day. We all make them. And there's ways to fix them, legal ways to fix them, and that's what we're doing. We didn't disenfranchise anyone. Everyone voted in the December election, and everyone's going to vote in the next election.
What was the involvement of Clerk of Court Louis Perrette in the initial process? Because it seemed like he would come under his oversight to make sure all the precincts were included. It seems kind of odd, and a lot of the emails we've gotten have said, we know all the town hall meetings were had, but were all the people involved? Was Louis Perrette involved in the first ordinance?
No, Louis is in charge of holding the elections. The Registrar Voters are in charge of making sure the precincts are all in place.
Now, was she consulted?
So who didn't do their job here?
Yeah.
Well, it's not that anyone didn't do their job. It's just like the last reapportionment, last redistricting we did in 2011, I want to say. The council came up with the plan, put it out for a vote. People voted on it. And then the Registrar Voters took it, made sure all the precincts in the right locations, changed the ones that she needed to change at the time, sent it to the Secretary of State. He accepted the election results, and it's the same process.
Yeah.
It's not that anyone didn't do their job. It's just that's the process.
Is it like a hindsight is 2020 thing? If you were to do this again day one, would you bring more people in on the front end?
Well, when we brought in several council members to have some discussions and get some ideas from them. We had town hall meetings. We had a summit to bring all elected officials in to try to help us with the parish issues and give us some ideas.
Well, I guess I'll be clearer. Would you bring the Registrar Voters and the Clerk of Court in if you were to do it all over again today?
Probably not, because there's no need for it. Once the demographer does his work, it's all there for you. They provide the information for you. If you want to bring them in, we could bring them in. Like I said, they didn't do anything wrong. Nobody did anything wrong. That's what I'm trying to get the point across.
Yeah.
Nothing was done wrong. The precincts have changed. They changed after the election. They had some that one that was left out before in the ordinance itself. But the amendments that we we're not making to the charter. The charter's sound. We're making the amendments to the ordinance and the precincts. That's all we're doing.
Okay. Councilmember Jay Castille, we appreciate your time this morning. Coming up on the show, we're going to talk to Carly Almlabar from the group Fix the Charter.
Yep.
They obviously were proponents of it, and we'll kind of size them up with yours. Thanks so much, Jay Castille.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.